This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Now, that little solo there was just me jamming basically over one of the jam tracks that I regularly use in my lessons. And basically what I was doing there was I was just giving myself some source material for today's little bit of a theory video. You might remember a couple of weeks ago I did a video in the Theory Wednesday slot about using rhythmic displacement and syncopation and polyrhythms and stuff to spice up your licks. And a chap called Ian left this comment underneath that video.
Tricky stuff, John, and definitely something I need to work on. You may have done it before, but I would love a lesson with some tips about how to practice with a metronome. It sounds trivial, but it's something I always make a mess of.
So, everyone to oblige, I thought what we'd do is just look at that little solo that I played at the top of the video as an example of how you can analyse the licks in terms of their rhythmic content and basically, work them up to speed with a metronome. Here's some information on how you do that. Okay, so if we take a look at the first 4 bars, let's say, of this solo, starting here, you can see that you've got some 16th notes, quarter notes, or a quarter note and some 8th notes, quarters and 16ths and 8ths in that bar, and then this bar here is full of triplets. So if you have seen the video that I did a while ago on rhythm notation, then you will already have a pretty good idea about how to count these kind of things out. But if you haven't seen that, don't worry, we'll be kind of having a little bit of a skim over that topic in just a moment. Okay, so here's the kind of thing I usually write out whenever I need to learn something and practice it with a metronome. This is what I often refer to as a metronome map. And basically what you do is you look at each bar in turn and you look for the smallest note value in each bar. And if you remember when we looked at the tab, the smallest note value in bar 1 was a 16th note. So you can see bar 1 is written out in terms of 16th notes. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and so on. Bar 2, the smallest note value in bar 2 is an 8th note. So bar 2 is written out in terms of 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Bar 3. Well, that's the smallest note value there is that pair of 16th notes at the beginning of beat 2. So 16th notes are the smallest note value, so we write the whole bar out in 16th notes. And bar 4, well, that is just a bar full of triplets, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. So that is where I start. And I tell you what, let's have a listen before we go any further to what that count sounds like. All of those different bars counted in terms of the smallest note value in each bar, counted along to a metronome at 60 beats per minute. It sounds like this. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's what the basic metronome map for the first 4 bars of that solo looks like. It's the basic rhythmic structure that the licks are kind of based on. Now, if you are in any way in doubt about your ability to recognise and count and hear the sounds of things like 16th notes and triplets and quarter notes and eighth notes, then I really do recommend that you go and watch the video that I did on this topic. I'll link to it in the description below this video. It's not difficult, it just takes a little bit of time to go through and explain and everything, and that's why I did an entire video on that topic at all. It's, as I say, a little bit of practice, you'll be fine. But assuming that you do have some kind of ability to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and or whatever in time with a metronome beat, then what we need to do now is look at this metronome map and figure out whereabouts we're going to be actually hitting notes on which parts of these rhythms that we've mapped out here. And if we look at bar 1 again of the solo there, you can see that we've essentially got the last 6 semiquavers or 16th notes in the bar are being, kind of having notes placed upon them. And in terms of the count, that would look like this. And then if we do a similar kind of analysis of bar 2 of the solo, we can reckon up all of the note values there and put that into the count, and it looks like this. Similar kind of thing, there's bar 3, and if we take the note values and look at whereabouts in terms of the count, when we're counting through those note values we play a note, then we get something that looks like this. And the 4th bar, as we've said, is just a bar full of triplets, so it's just each beat is divided by 3, and each one of those parts of the beat, it has a note landing on it, and that looks like that. So here's the next thing you do. What you've got to do is count that and just tap the basic rhythm as you're going through it. Just use a pen on the top of your desk, or tapping with your finger or something like that, and essentially establish the sound of that rhythm in your head. It goes like this: 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... Okay, so the next thing you need to do is to get that pattern of sound that you've just tapped out internalized. Basically just repeat it and repeat it and repeat it until you can stick a metronome on and do what I'm about to do now, which is to just basically hum the rhythm in time with a metronome. So you can do this basically. Da 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 da. That's the kind of thing you need to be able to do. And once you've got that rhythm to the point where you can essentially just hum it or sing it, what then is the next thing? The logical thing to do is to transfer it onto the guitar. Don't try playing the licks yet. Let's just try playing that rhythm on a single note. A little bit like this. And once you can do that, then just go to the tab and look and see what the actual notes are that you need to fit into that rhythm, and start playing them with the metronome in the rhythm that you've now hopefully got nice and familiar and you can just kind of hear in your head. Coming up next, you're going to see me and hear me playing the notes in the licks to the metronome at a nice slow speed, and then we'll hear it as it appeared in the solo with the backing track and everything. Here it is. And there is, of course, a full tab for the entire solo in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with the clip that you saw at the top of the video of me playing the solo, and that clip that you've just seen there of me explaining what's going on, and the jam track to play along with it. And I've also done a full metronome map for the whole solo, basically just shading in which parts of which beats you need to do the tap when you're counting along with it, you know, basically where you need to and the notes in relation to the beat. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is of course down in the description. It's only $3 a month and you get access to all of these additional resources that go along with these YouTube videos. Thank you so much to everybody who's supporting me in that way or any of the other ways, all of which, as I say, are all linked down in the description. Truly, truly grateful. Thank you so much. And that's pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video, found it useful, informative, and maybe a little bit inspiring as well. And if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream, Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we talk about music and guitars and all manner of other things, and also have a few beers as well. It's a great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.